Greetings, Aquarius. This is for you. This is Tarot Lumination with your love and relationship report for July 2017. And that's you, Aquarius, okay? So we're in the right place at the right time for the right reasons. No reversals, no jumpers, flyers, magic cards, no oracles. I don't have any of that, sorry. Stripped down, very, very bare bones tarot. We're just looking at the energy, okay? It's not a private reading, okay? It would really help if you could take a few moments and watch the introduction video for the whole playlist. It'll help you understand the hows and whys of the reading is structured in the way it's structured, with the crucible, so to speak, the chosen relationship, the energy of yourself, the energy of the other, okay? And if you want to go deeper to understand what can happen inside the relationship, watch the little behind the scenes video, okay? So cards were already pre-shuffled, but we're going to take it right up to the very last second, and then we're just going to dive in. Nothing fancy, just as it comes out of the box, okay? All right, so we're almost there. All right, not a lot of astrobabble going on here either, unless it seems important and it comes up. So let's just dive right in. All right, Aquarius? All right, we did a big split to break up the energy, and we're just going to go for it, okay? Let's say that's you. Let's say this is a significant other, or wannabe, or a hopeful, or a wish. Going deeper inside of you, having a look deeper under the hood inside of another, the other. All in good spirit. And then here's the status of the relationship itself, like an energy. We're talking about energy, not facts, okay? And here's where things could be heading, so to speak. What does this all lead to? What do we make out of this, so to speak? All right. So let's just look at the bottom card, okay? All right. And sometimes this card can indicate an energy that's, let's say, what I think of is it's around you, it's out there, it's just the weather. Nothing much you can do about it. And, like, you just make the best of it, okay? So whatever it is, you make the best of it. If it's pissing down, raining, you don't just give up on life. You just say, oh, it's raining, I better bring an umbrella, blah, blah, blah. Or if it's really beautiful weather, you say, oh, it's amazing. I always knew it would be like this all day, every day. No. Okay, so it's just, you just make the best of it. If there's a tornado coming, or if there's thunderstorms or whatever, you just deal with it. And you, especially like if you're a really good farmer, you take advantage of it. You take whatever you can and work it to your advantage. Okay? And what you have is the Ten of Swords. Dear Aquarius, it might be that you've come to the end of the very end of all this pile of doo-doo. In other words, it's just like it can't get any worse. Ha 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 ha. It's almost like that, you know, that feeling like, oh my God, people, it can't get any worse. Yep. So if that's the environment and the energy around you, that's not necessarily you. That's just like maybe a pervasive, like weather. It's just like weather. Like maybe it's just if you feel like you're conducting your life through a condition where the surrounding energies are really, really not conducive. However, it's also an indication that like it can't get any worse, because with the little Ten of Swords, it really can't get any worse. Everything that's awful could have happened. You've discovered all of your own tendencies for self-undoing. You've discovered how you were betrayed. You realized how you betrayed others. You realized how you gave away opportunities. You realized how you were duped and fooled, how you believed things, how you had all your subconscious conditioning, and all of the other lies that just make everything fake and unreal and unworkable, and it happens to be coincidentally quite painful, okay? But it might be like such a relief, because like once you come to a realization of all this stuff, as shocking and painful as that might be, if you understand that it can't get any worse, then that is a very, very, it's almost like a very healing experience. Okay, so I'm trying to put a positive spin on this because most people think of this as a very terrifying card. But look closely and you'll see this beautiful horizon on the other side of the storms and all the pain, so to speak. And you will rise up, okay? Conditions and circumstances will change literally as you grow and evolve through the month. So even though it might be like surrounding conditions might feel, let's say, oppressive, it might be a very vivid indication from like your external life, your external world, that everything you need to know about what doesn't work has now finally been manifested. And so you can start to like look forward and move into things with an idea of, well, what does work? Okay. So let's just have a quick look at you. Have a look here. Kaboom! Crash, bang, wallop. Okay. So Aquarius, again, another scary card for most people. However, on Tarot Lumination, from perspective here, this is one of the most powerful and healing cards in the whole deck because it's all about, let's just say circumstantial conditions are a reflection of internal conditions, okay? And I don't want to hurt your feelings or upset you or anything, but let's just say for sake of argument that it's just been hell. It's just been some kind of hell, frickin' hellhole. And you're sick of it, you're over it, and it just can't get any worse, okay? Then what do? You just say, you know what? I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. It's all falling apart. I don't care anymore. I might as well just let it fall apart. It's like I don't even have any control over it anymore. You know what? I accept this as a gift. Let's just say it's freaking amazing. Everything that was fake, unreal, untrue, painful lies, destruction, all of the bad stuff. You know what? Even if that's what constituted 99% of my waking life and I thought that was real, you know what? I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I'm just going to let it fall apart no matter how painful it's going to be because I know that once it all comes crashing down, there's nothing left except to go up. I can only go up from there. And you get to start all over again. And that's the beauty of the Tower. It's all about the healing. It's all about the revealing what needs to be healed by destroying everything that's fake and false and phony and crappy and unworthy of you. Okay? And that includes people. People who you thought were loved ones. People who you thought loved you. People who you thought you loved. No. No. No more lies. No more giving it all away. Aquarians, you are experts at giving it all away for the group, the community, the greater good of the humanity, to the point where yourself, your identity, your ego hardly exists anymore. Okay? That is now obsolete, redundant behavior. It's not appropriate anymore. It's not healthy for you or anybody. So all of those, let's say, attitudes or perceptions or behaviors or characteristics or what do they call it? Standard operating procedures that have been discovered to be redundant. Guess what? They're falling apart. And that's as it should be. So please treat this as a very healing opportunity. Even though these are a couple of the most scary cards in the deck, just treat this whole thing as like an oh my God moment and let it all fall apart. You know, even if it means you're like screaming into your pillow and punching your mattress and going for, I don't know, some kind of like, doing one of those, where you go to punching bags, you go to the gym and you start just beating the crap out of a punch bag. and you just get it all out of you, and everything that falls apart, friends, family, relationships, everything, anything that's no longer true or good, it's gone. Screw that. Okay, and then you allow yourself to breathe. Okay, so that was a shitstorm. What do we do now? Let's have a look. So let's have a look at a significant other or some significant others. Okay, well, it might be appropriate that they go on their merry way. And it might be appropriate that you let them go on their merry way, okay? Because even though you might have had a tremendous amount of loving shared experiences that might have at least had the appearance of love, might have had all sorts of, I mean, you could be talking about 20 years of a marriage, or you could be talking about a year of honeymoon and realization that, well, we did this and this and this, and that was great, and that was great, and that was great, and oh my God, I thought we had it all. And the other party over here, either unbeknownst to you or even with your awareness, is realizing to themselves, like, there's nothing more to be done. I might as well just move on to my own evolution because the love is gone, the love is over. And, well, I need to grow up. I need to get out on my own spiritual path. And that's just how it is. Even if it means leaving all the love behind. But that might be very appropriate for you, dear Aquarius. And the thing is not to latch onto it or hold on to it. In other words, if someone is walking away, or if you have chosen to walk away, where the other party has no other option to accept the fact that you yourself in your world are imploding in a way that no longer allows for their presence in your life, in your world, then just allow. Let it be, let it be. And it's up to them what they do with their life from here onwards. It's their journey. You're not living their lives for them. They're not living their lives for you. You are a completely separate being with your own identity and your own integrity. It's just that it's possible that you've been giving it away wholesale for a long period of time without even realizing it, because you might have been living under the let's just say a very, very subtle optical illusion that you were just being your Aquarian self. I am interested in the group, the family, the community. I want what's best for everybody, and I'm willing to play along, and I can put my ego aside, my own personal needs aside, to favor the community, the family, the loved ones, and everything, so that it works out for what's best for everybody, which is the Aquarian wish. The Aquarian wish wants what's best for the whole world. But you've taken it too far to the point where, you know, your own natural behavior becomes redundant. And so if you're feeling like your world is falling apart, like the pain has reached maximum level where it just can't get any worse, and a significant other is either walking away or that you're having to release them so that at least they don't have any choice but to walk away, then let's just say, you know what? So be it. There you go. All right? And let's just say that's kind of how things appear to be at the moment. Now let's go a little bit deeper. Now with, by the way, with, okay, it's got to be a bit of astrobabble here. With the Leo North Node really starting to kick in now, we're in the first few degrees. It's a polarity to the Aquarius South Node. So Aquarians might feel under a lot of pressure over the next year and a half to completely and utterly reconfigure themselves as the North Node energy starts to like pick up momentum. And it might feel very, very strange and weird for an Aquarian to have to like totally invert themselves and start thinking like a Leo and behaving and acting and loving like a Leo, where it's all about like unashamedly loving yourself, radiating yourself, and being happy about yourself, for you, shining your light as an example, instead of giving it all away for the sake of the community. So it might be feeling very weird for you, Aquarius, but let's just say it's a perfectly natural consequence of circumstance. In other words, like, everything is exactly as it should be. And it's perfect. It makes perfect sense for the tower to be happening with you right now. And that if you are experiencing astronomical pain, and it can't get any worse, and it's going to change, and it's going to move on. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper, see what's happening. Okay, so this could be a very profound, like, truth-telling, like, completely, it's almost like the energy of, like, some people call the Queen of Swords, card of divorce. The King of Swords could be like the ultimate decider, so to speak, where going deep inside, it might indicate that you, Aquarius, are going through this, like, profound awakening where, like, oh my God, it all comes down to decisions, like making these decisions, really, really profound decisions about what to do now. Not just like, I don't know, I'm not sure what to do. I'm talking about really serious, profound decisions about, like, getting in touch with the real truth about how things really are, even if it involves a tremendous amount of pain and an awareness of that pain, and it's a reality check, and everything seems to be falling apart. Okay, but it could also be a tremendous opportunity for a time of reckoning, you know, like a serious truth-telling to the self, coming into dominion of the self, no matter how brutally painful. Like, you know what? It's about time. It's about freaking time. I really had full understanding, full truth, and full awareness of myself and my identity and my situation, as shocking as that might be. Because it's so important to love, to honor the self, come from a place of sovereignty of self-love, respect the self first. And if you've been giving it all away to the point of oblivion, where it's almost like your sense of self and ego and identity are almost invisible, then it's about time you had a wake-up call and like made a decision that you are going to take charge. You're going to deal with the truth and the facts exactly as they are. You're going to call it out for yourself and your truth and your reality, how it works for you in your world, not just for everybody else. I don't know what that was. It might be a firework. It sounded very weird. Anyway, thank you. So, this can be seen as a very, the King of Swords is just like, has no problems with the truth. And there's no problems with speaking the truth, delivering the truth, and honoring the truth, and respecting the truth. The challenge here with the King of Swords going deep inside Aquarius is that sometimes the truth can hurt. Because especially if you've been neglecting the truth or putting it aside for a long, long period of time, and the truth is now becoming very evident, and now having to rise up to the truth and live within the truth and maintain, let's just say, your integrity, rising up to your integrity of self, to that level where you can honor and the truth about yourself, like you might have been just completely egoless, which, some people strive for that. Okay, cool. But in your situation, Aquarius, taking ownership, coming to mastery, coming to full mastery and ownership and integrity of yourself and your truth and your awakenings could be the very best thing for you. In other words, having a very big, healthy dose of ego could be the very best thing for you, so that you can conduct yourself as the king of you in your own truth, in your own reality, which is unquestionable. And you don't have to answer to anyone else's truth. Your truth is your truth, okay? Yes, it is subjective to some degree, okay, and other people also have their subjective truth, but we're talking about what is true for you, Aquarius, and then rising up to that and honoring that. And that's what can happen now as everything falls apart. It's going deep inside and realizing, oh my God, as scary as this, let's just say, this time in this chapter in your life might be, it's a golden opportunity to rise up, attain mastery, attain really, really higher levels of consciousness about what's actually going on, what's really, really going on, as shocking as that may be. All right, let's have a look. Let's go deeper into the other. Remember, this is your reading about you for your relationship with a significant other, okay? And how that other relates to you through the energy of, let's say, the crucible. This stuff is in the introduction video, but I call this a crucible reading on the understand that you've created an entity, the relationship itself, which theoretically, if it's a very good, healthy relationship, can withstand tremendous pressure when things get really, really sucky. But it might be that the reality is the crucible is broken beyond repair, which would be like, the tower, okay? In which case, okay, so if the whole freaking crucible is just exploded and broken and there's no ambiguity, then what happens now? So the other party has not a lot of choice except to walk away or be rejected or understand that they are no longer either welcome or present in this life, in this world, so they can move on. You can release them. You don't have to have any bitterness or anything here at all regarding yourself and your own demise in perspective to the other and their circumstances, because they are just living their own life in the context of this relationship with you. And it might have been something hellacious for you, and you are perfectly entitled to live your life for you in the context of your relationship, except it looks like the crucible is broken. Okay, let's have a look. Let's go deeper inside of them. Okay, it might be, okay, this is going to sound really rude. I hope I don't hurt your feelings, dear Aquarius, but this might be what they wished for. In other words, deep down, they might have been experiencing the same amount of pain and grief and suffering as yourself. And that, maybe this is what they're wishing for. Like, they're actually wishing that the whole thing would fall apart so that they can walk away. And then they can be released and feel like, thank God. Okay, this is the little Nine of Cups, which is, some people call it a wish card. And it can also indicate a little bit of cockiness. Like inside of them. Okay, let's say there's a complete disparity and mismatch between yourself and another. No matter how much love was shared, okay, the reality is that things might have gone very, very off center and off on attention to the point where everything is essentially now the wheels have fallen off the bus, as they say, or things are now completely foobar, effed up beyond repair. I'm not going to use the other F word because I'm trying to clean up the channel. So inside of the other, they might be realizing, well, okay, well, I guess if it is over and I am part of this thing, there's not much I can do about it because my dear Aquarian has already fallen apart and collapsed, and the whole thing has collapsed anyway. And basically, actually, maybe it's okay. Maybe this is for the best. In fact, I was kind of wishing for it, but dear other person may not have had the gumption or the wish or the strength or the soul or the ability to call it all off. And the same thing for you, dear Aquarius. You may not have had the same strength to deal with the situation like openly, and so you kind of let it happen through fate, so to speak, where, let's say, just say fate intervenes and destroys everything for you because you were not willing or able to move through the relationship in a way that you realized it was over in a conscious way. So it falls apart anyway. And deep down, your other party may have been realizing that all along, and they might have been just as miserable as you, in case you were miserable. Or if there was any shared happiness, then whatever that is, it's kind of like over. And deep inside, I'm just giving you my spin on it, Aquarius. I don't know. You can reinterpret this however you want later on. But my feeling is that they're actually glad that this might be over and that it's a wish come true for them. And it could be for your benefit. It almost, even if things were really, really sucky, they might have had a degree of compassion inside of them. Well, I might not have been strong enough to walk away or deal with this in a very, very open, honest, loving way, and everything just turned to crap. And that's just the best they were. That's the best they could do. And they just did the best they could in the context of the relationship. And that's just how it was. And deep down, they may be wishing you the best and for everything to work out the way it could be, because there was probably a period of time where there was a tremendous amount of love that was shared and exchanged between you guys. However, it looks like the journey is over, and enough things went wrong to the point where the crucible itself, the relationship itself, was destroyed and had no capability to endure. So it's essentially cracked and broken. And that could be, maybe the best thing for you guys, okay? Although they might not have had the courage to say it to your face. So what's the status of the relationship? Okay, so right now, at this very, very moment in time, through July, dear Aquarius, it might mean that you're still dealing with the aftershocks, or you're still in the process of discombobulation. You might be actually living through an extended period of like an earthquake, where it isn't just one big momentary kerblam. It is a series of shock after shock after shock after aftershock, where things just crumble down from here to 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 here, as it all falls apart. And it's like watching what are those things where they like a glacier. As the glacier starts falling apart, chunk by chunk by chunk by chunk by chunk, and it's inevitable and you can't stop it. And so in that circumstance, yes, you may be becoming more wise and more aware of the truth of your life and what's actually been going on, and maybe it's about time. However, the status of the relationship for you, from your perspective, is that there's still, it's almost like it's too painful to deal with it. It's happening. You have to deal with it. It's ongoing. It's continuous. And it's like you're living through the experience, but it's almost like that experience that you have when you see the little, let's just say she's blindfolded over there, and it's a decision. It's a deliberate decision. And it would be a defense mechanism, a defense behavior, perfectly natural, perfectly healthy for you to, let's say you're enduring so much shock, so much trauma, and so much shift and change that it's almost unbearable. Then you have almost no option except to just, what anybody would do if you're getting bombed. It isn't just one bomb, but you're getting bombed and bombed and bombed and bombed and bombed. Mostly all you can do is just cover your eyes and you cover your ears and just pray and hope. And on the knowing that there's still an awful lot of stuff around you that is unresolved. It's still painful, and it's still going to take work to deal with it coming through the other side, because you're actually living through it right now at this very moment through July. You're living through the state of implosion, okay? And it's just not one moment of implosion. It's not when you watch those buildings collapse on TV where they're blowing up the federal building downtown, and it just goes. This is a longer term collapse where, you know, one story's collapsing, then the next one, the next one, the next one, and you're having to live through it all one grinding stage at a time. And so the status of the relationship from the perspective of Tarot Illumination is that you're living through it, you're handling the pain, you know it's there, you know it's inevitable, there's no way out of it, and you're just protecting yourself as you get through, as you go through, knowing that there's stuff that's going to have to dealt with on the other side, but that's good, okay? Because now you're aware of how much stuff has not been dealt with. So where does this lead you? Okay, wow. Okay, here's my impression, Aquarius. This is the Knight of Cups. This is like the energy of like, it's over, it's over, it's over. The wars are over. The wars of love are over. The wars of being a warrior for love, trying to defend and protect the love that you thought might have existed, it's over. And now it's about time that, let's just say, okay, so this is like a monthly reading, so we're referring to time here. Let's just say, as you move through the month, the shock waves start to tamper down a little bit. You start to realize that, you know, you can slowly, gently release the blindfolds and look around you, look at the rubble and all the devastation, and realize, wow, it is over, and it's a chance to rebuild. And the way you rebuild is you love yourself first. You bring home that cup of love to you first and foremost, not to anyone else or anybody else for any other reason. You must love you first. The wars and the battles will end, okay? And instead of giving this all away to others, okay, because it might be your natural tendency to do, this is for you, okay, Aquarius? This is for you. This is bringing home the love for you. Love you first. Honor yourself first. Give yourself the right to self-sovereignty, okay? And like reclaim a new identity. Make a determination that you will prevail, that you will survive, you will come into your own truth, and let them be. Just let them be, and let them go off and do what they have to do, however they do it. This is your reading for you. They can get their own reading, okay? No, don't worry about them. This is all about reclaiming the love for you, okay? And doing in an honorable, methodical, intellectual way. Because Aquarians, you are intellectuals, and you do like to figure things out through logic and what makes sense and what works according to, like facts. It's just that you might have been out of whack for a long time, but now the truth is coming home to roost, and it's about time, and it just shifts everything. So the beauty is, you've got a chance to come through this on the other side, becoming a whole new person again, where you can just, even if it's in baby steps, fall in love with you first. Pamper yourself first. Take care of you first, okay? Especially with this Cancerian energy right now. Nurture yourself. Love you first, okay? Take care of yourself. Okay, that's it. That's it. I've said enough. You can reinterpret however you want, okay? Read for your sun, moon, and rising. Watch the intro video, please, and watch the behind-the-scenes video, please. That might help. Thank you, Aquarius. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings or touch any hot buttons or scare you or anything. Have a super July, all right? Bye-bye.